Greetings, Cleveland, and welcome to Conversations with Cal, the show that initiates engaging conversation. I'm your host, Cornell Calhoun III, and I'm thrilled to have as my guest today the founder and owner of Krissy's Sweet Treats, Miss Kristin Moore. Krissy, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Let's start a conversation. So the most important thing I wanted to know was, did you bring any sweet treats with you? And my answer, I got the answer, so that's out of the way.
Well, of course. Today we have my signature cheesecakes, which are my top seller. We just brought plain today. So these are the cheesecake jars that I sell.
Hey, well, I know the cast, the staff, and myself will enjoy.
Absolutely.
So let's get into the nuts and bolts. What inspired you to start Krissy's Sweet Treats?
Well, my family has always had a catering company and a catering business. So therefore, I just branched out a little bit just to come into more custom things for my clients.
Have you always been passionate about baking?
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
Can you cook?
I absolutely can.
So what's your signature item on the menu, on the bakery menu, would you say?
I have custom cakes right now, and for birthdays, weddings, any events that you have, we can get you a custom cake made for whatever you would like.
So do you have any like specialized items on the menu? Like can you do something just a spur of the moment for someone?
Absolutely, everything is custom. That's the joy of having a Krissy Sweet Treats.
And how do you go by with? Do you use recipes? I mean, how did you formulate the treats that you create?
Everything is from a recipe, but genuinely, like everything just comes from when people tell me what they want. I just give them what they want.
What would you say is the biggest challenge for you in running a small business, would you say?
Finding funding right now, that's probably the biggest challenge, and getting your business plan together. That's pretty much it.
And how do you stay competitive? Because I know there's a lot of bakeries in the Cleveland area. How do you stay competitive with the competitors?
There's no competition. You just do what you do, and you live life and keep moving forward.
And what role does customer feedback play in your creations?
Customer feedback is an amazing thing. I always get great feedback from my clients, like before and after, because they've probably seen my work or had my work before. So genuinely, they are really good about sending the feedback, saying that everything was good and how everything was presented was nice, and that's.
Yeah, let's talk about presentation, because I know that's important. How do you create the displays? Is that something that you learned, you went to school for, or it's just your creative nature?
It's honestly just my creative nature. Just whatever someone tells me they want, I just come up with it off the fly of my head.
And what about colors? Do you have certain colors that you use? Say if a customer asks for a certain item, but he gives you no color detail, how do you do that? You just...
No, genuinely, if people just give me what they want, I can come up with the idea. I don't need a whole lot of instructions. My clients trust me. So that's what really works best for me. They say, hey, you're a creative person. I believe in you. Your work is amazing. So go ahead and do whatever you need to do.
And what methods do you use to engage the community in your work?
Right now, it's mainly on Instagram. So I do have Facebook, but I'm not like fully on the Facebook that I need to be on. But genuinely, it's mostly the Instagram right now.
And what kind of goals do you have for the business, for Krissy Sweet Treats?
Plenty of goals. I also want to be on shelves somewhere. That is one of the big goals. And I want to have a event space so we can have events and I can do full catering and all of the treats and the decorations and everything.
And do you have a plan to reach that goal? I mean, what's your ultimate method to try to obtain that?
No plan, just figuring it all out right now, yes.
What's the most rewarding aspect of being a successful baker like yourself?
That I get to make things that people enjoy visually and taste, and that's pretty much a great reward. People, like I said, when people give me that feedback that they loved it and that they, really enjoyed something that I created.
And how long have you been in the business of baking?
I've been baking probably since I was very, very little, but I've been in business as Krissy Sweet Treats probably about a full 6 years.
What would you tell someone who was thinking about opening a bakery?
I would say just do it. If that's what your heart has for you, just go ahead and do it.
List some items that you specialize in.
Birthday cakes, wedding cakes, cupcakes, cheesecakes. I also do pies, cobblers. I can do anything pretty much.
And name some of any type of pie that I want, you can create for me.
Absolutely.
Basically.
Anything that you can pull up a recipe for.
Do you do ice cream cakes too?
I do.
You just do it all then.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to be very versatile.
So if someone wanted your services, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
Best way to reach me is via email or my telephone number. I have my business phone number. I always answer and set up consultations with my clients because I'm personal. So I want to talk to you and I want to go over details of what you actually really want.
Okay, so give me that email and phone number and we'll put it on the board for the audience. Okay.
It is chrissystreats@gmail.com. And the phone number is 395-4214.
Give me that one more time.
216-395-4214.
Let's flip the coin for a minute because you also have a modeling career.
Yes.
Let's talk about that for a bit. How long have you been modeling?
Since I was 16, so that's a long time.
And what inspired you to pursue a modeling career?
I feel like it's just something that I've just always enjoyed. That has always been in me to just perform a little bit.
And how did you get started?
I started at Farrell Models, just learning and perfecting my craft. I've always loved walking in heels and, like I said, performing. And so it just came a little natural for me.
In terms of modeling, there's a difference, runway modeling and print modeling. Do you do both, or do you have a preference for one or the other?
I do both, but my preference is runway. That's my passion. I love to be on the stage. Okay,
and what's the challenge in being a successful model? Because there are a lot of models out there. What can set a person apart, do you feel?
Well, of course, you have to have the looks, the height, and whatever they are looking for. And you also have to understand when you're modeling, it is not about you. It is about who you are working for. So you are initially a hanger. So you just have to be okay with what they want to put you in. And if you are being more comfortable with yourself in that, then you'll be successful.
How successful do you think a person can be in Cleveland? Because, like New York and California, those are the hubs of performance and so forth. How successful can a person be in a mid-market town like Cleveland?
You can be pretty successful. It does take a lot of hard work, and you do have to put yourself out there, and you have to be dedicated to it if you want to be successful in Cleveland, versus like what you said in New York, where it's a little bit more easy for you to get and book jobs. Here, there aren't as many jobs. So therefore, like I said, you do have to be more confident in yourself. You do have to put yourself out there a lot more.
And I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I think traditionally, when you think about modeling, you think of, the beautiful, statuesque female on the runway. But recently, I know types of models who who don't fit that bill.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they're cast by the individual who may want a full figure girl or may want a tall person. How do you feel about that? Is that true, or is that just a misconception?
No, the industry is absolutely evolving, which is a great thing, because you don't want to just have someone look a certain way, because we're all human. We all have different shapes, sizes. So it's a great thing to have somebody who is not just your standard model figure.
Because I heard someone say once, a model once said that to be successful, you want the average person to look out there and see an average person in the dress. Obviously, if they don't feel that they're statuesque, that they can't look like someone they see. But if they see an average person on the runway, then they can say, hey, I can look as good as she. I might look better than she. Would you agree with that assessment or no?
I wouldn't agree with you wanting to have something average at all. Like your standards shouldn't be reaching for average. You always want to put your best foot forward. So of course, if you're presenting something, you want to have somebody who is not average in your quality of clothing or in your quality of whatever you are selling. So you don't want the average person, because that's not eye-catching to every single person. So you do have to have your techniques where you have to have something grab someone's attention.
Did you have any mentors, any people that helped you along in your career, in your modeling career?
In modeling, it honestly was a dog-eat-dog world. So you just do what you need to do. You go out and you find your people and you get into the modeling community. There is a community in Cleveland that I'm really deep and connected with. So like I have plenty of designers that I can call if I need anything, or if I'm looking to do a show or anything like that. So there are a lot of Cleveland people that still care about the city and have shows. And
how often do you model, would you say? It just depends?
Yeah, it definitely depends. I'm semi-retired. I always get pulled out of retirement, I say. So every time I do a show, I always say coming out of retirement, and they all laugh and they're like, you're not retired, Kristin. So why are you even saying that? So I do a lot of shows for Krissy. She is a local talent that she has a lot of shows. Javon Terrence, he is in Lorraine and he does amazing shows. His stuff is just out of this world.
Do you ever get an opportunity to travel to model outside of Cleveland?
Yes, I did New York Fashion Week.
Oh, okay. What was that like?
It was everything that I thought it was going to be. It was a lot of chaos behind the scenes, which is good. Like, if that's what you enjoy and that's a part of, what you are looking for, like, no, I want to be involved in all of it. I I would understand all of it. So it wasn't too bad for me. Like, it was just enjoyable. Just enjoy the moment, because it's not something that you can do every single day in this life.
Let's talk about the modeling process just for a moment. So tell me if this is true or false. Are there opportunities for the models to ever select the outfits that they wear, or is it primarily the person who is putting on the show who selects the clothing for the models to wear? How much input does a model have, and does that depend on her statute?
It doesn't depend on the statute, but it honestly depends on the designer, because some people do allow you to pick things, but I prefer that they don't, because like I said, if you're an artist and you're creating something, you have a vision, and you need to put that person that fits that vision into it so it can sell. So when you have people picking out outfits that they think look good on them and it doesn't, like, so like what I was saying before, as a model, you are a hanger. You're someone's hanger. You are there to present that outfit and walk it down the runway and sell it and bring it back. Literally, that's it. You don't have to be saying like, oh, I don't like the way this looks on me, because guess what? The next girl is there. You can be put out of the show for that. So that is, in real fashion, these young ladies do need to understand that that is a thing. Just understand that you're a hanger. This is not your outfit. You can put on your own clothes when you leave here, do your show, and leave.
A lot of times when you model, are you given the clothing that you model?
No.
Never, huh?
Not never, but genuinely, you don't really get it.
Tell me a funny story, something that happened while you were modeling. Anything out of the ordinary. I'll take away a funny story. Just something out of the ordinary that happened to you when you were modeling.
Nothing really, but I mean, it's all live, so you're on that stage, and if a heel breaks, you have to just keep going. Like, you have to figure it out on the fly, like I said. So just things like that, little small quirks, like if something blows across the stage, you just keep going, like, and act like it's a part of the show.
Yeah, I agree. I saw a video once where the model was coming down the runway and a 2-year-old ran out on the runway, and the mother just got up, grabbed him. The model just sidestepped the 2-year-old and kept rolling. So
I would have picked up the baby and kept walking with him.
So what's next for you, Krissy, in terms of the modeling? I know you said you're semi-retired, but if you get that
I
big
only
break.
come out for a select few. So as far as modeling, like, that's pretty much it. I do it for fun now.
So you
It's
don't have
more
any
of
aspirations to go beyond Cleveland?
Not in the modeling. Yeah. That's pretty much, like I said, that's pretty much more of a hobby. And I love teaching young girls how to walk and how to carry themselves. So that is more what I do now. So
Do
more
you
of
do
the
that as
mentor
a business
side.
or just your friend, the daughters of friends?
No, I actually have a friend who has her own modeling agency, D&D Models. She's Deandra Hurd, and she has girls that she trains, and I'll go on and I'll help her.
Well, hey, thank you so much for being on the show. We've got a taste of treats.
Yes, we're gonna enjoy some cheesecake.
And some aspects of modeling. I think that that's very helpful to our audience. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And thanks to all of you for watching. I'm Cornell Calhoun III for TV 20. And remember, if you don't like what's being said, change the conversation.